All right, so down in the orchard, just checking stuff out, seeing how everything's coming along. Um, these are peach trees that I planted 4-ish years ago, and you can see that they're coming into bloom pretty good. Each one of these will be a will be a peach, and they get rid of these dudes, but they shouldn't even be showing bloom right now. We're March 1st or 2nd or whatever it is, and they looked just like this last year when they should have, which was it's about the first week of April is when they should be looking the way they're looking. And then we got a late frost April, or we got snow is what it was, and it was like April 9th or something. We got a little bit of snow and burned them all off, or ice. Maybe it was ice. I don't remember. It doesn't matter. Burned them all off. This is a nectarine, which is very similar. Get on this side of it. Very similar to a peach. If you don't know, just kind of not fuzzy. Another one, and then another one down here. This one actually, I think, needs pruned a little bit more. These guys that, like this right here needs to go, that right there needs to go, that needs to go, that needs to go. So it needs a little bit more attention. So I'll probably do that, I don't know, next couple of days, maybe tonight, I don't know. Sometimes I just get goofy and do stuff in the middle of the night, but this is a pear tree. So I planted them all at the same time. So I could touch the top of this when I planted it. So I'm 6'2", 6'3", and it was like 7.5 feet high at the most. And now it's pushing, God, it's gotta be pushing 20. But each one of these will be a blossom or a group of blossoms, and then each blossom will be a fruit. And we do really well with pears here. I'm about 30 minutes, about 20 miles north of Charlottesville, and the pears do really well. We get a handful of apples. The issue down here is the tree line, so the squirrels come in and just wreck it. But I've done pretty well to get rid of most of the squirrels. This is another pear that I kind of had to butcher because it just got out of control. So it won't have any fruit on it this year, which is fine. So hopefully looks like it's gonna have a couple low hangers here. So there you go. Oh, there we go. So these will each be a group of flowers, and then there'll be fruit on each one of these. But as far as up high where it needs to be, so the low, like deer and stuff, if the deer gets in here, they'll just wreck it. So I gotta, and it happens. It doesn't happen real often, but it happens. And then this is an Asian pear. And I had another Asian pear over there that helped this one to pot. These are self-fertile to a point, but if you have a second one, or just a kind of a sister tree, then they do really well. It's obviously going to do well as it is, but and it'll probably get about half of them, and there's nothing really down there. But we got some apple trees in here, but the apples just really don't do much. I just don't think it's cold enough. I think pears do the best. And I'll replace the one other Asian pear that the deer killed with another one just to help that one. Leave a couple blooms on it, and once pollination season's over, pull the blooms, let it do its thing. And then, these are figs. I got a couple figs. These raspberries went crazy. And then I had hops. I put hops in here. I absolutely love the smell. I love the smell of that stuff. I think it was Thomas Jefferson used to put hops in his pillowcase to help him sleep. It smells really good. They smell really good when they're just starting to brown. And we got some Arctic kiwis. That's what this deal is. I've actually never gotten anything off of them. Hopefully, maybe I will this year. I don't know, we'll see. There's 4 or 5 of them in here, and they're getting pretty decent size. The deer eat the stems really badly though, and yeah, the apples just don't do much, but the pears do well. And if the weather stays mild enough and like consistent enough, I guess is the best way to put it. It stays consistent enough, then the peaches do really well, and the peaches are phenomenal. There's a couple more pears up here on the corner of the little paddock, and one of them, they both do fairly well typically, and I don't know why, because they're younger than these guys over here. Maybe it's because I did a better job pruning them out of the gate. But this one looks like it's going to have half a dozen or so pods of flowers. But this dude over here is always loaded, and oh yeah, you can see them. They're start up there high where the sun gets to them early. Those are already starting to open up, so you can almost see it's going to have 5, 6, 7 flowers per pod. Each flower is a fruit theoretically, and yeah, this thing just crazy. And I had one off it last year or year before. It one pear, ultra sweet, just amazing tasting fruit, and one pear weighed 19.8 ounces. It's huge, ridiculous. And then the last one I'm going to put on here is this peach tree. So this peach tree, it was growing really crooked. I think a deer might have got it or something. And I put the wire around it, but obviously I need to change that up. But I think something got it there. But anyway, you can see the different color. So that's almost like a whitish pink, and then a dark pink. So this puts off both flowers, so it's self-fertile. Most peaches and nectarines and things like that are self-fertile. Excuse me. And anyway, so this guy was growing really crooked, and I was like, man, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So I just said, screw it, and I cut it off at the bottom there. You can see how much smaller it was. Right there, that was the trunk. So I cut it off up high, and it never kicked out. So I just was like, all right, whatever. Cut it off, and then boom, it shot up. And it's just doing amazing, and last year it had one peach on it, and I pulled the bloom, because if you pull the bloom, it gives the tree a better opportunity to get more nutrients to its roots to grow more, and so on and so forth, instead of putting those nutrients and energy into the fruit. So I pulled it and was like, yeah, it's okay. And then as soon as I did, and it was doing really well, or maybe it was a fruit, it had already fruited, and then we got that, it started to fruit, and then we got that late freeze or whatever it was, I don't remember. And then lo and behold, everything is gone. And but this thing's doing awesome, and I'm just gonna let it go. I mean, I'll go through and I'll select the ones that kind of look weak or maybe like brown around the edges, and I'll get rid of them and hopefully get some fruit off of it this year. It'd be amazing, because I really haven't gotten much off the peaches. Off the pears have done well, but the peaches were super marginal. And then down there in the orchard, there, that one, it's always about 2 degrees colder down there. And I didn't pay any attention to this when I was putting the fences and stuff in. But up there, I've got more peaches and pears and so on, and it's 2 or 3 degrees warmer up there than it is down here. And stuff does way better up there, so it just is what it is at this point. Yeah, so that's it. Thank you for listening to me ramble. Once we start getting some fruit, that'll be fun, right? All right, y'all. Well, thanks for watching.